Hi Libra, Happy New Year and welcome to your January astrology. And the new year begins with a lot of hope and enthusiasm for a fresh new beginning. And really all of this energy that's starting this new year off is starting at a part of your chart that represents new beginnings and endings. And you may find that there's some endings in your life and a real strong feeling of new beginnings. We start the new year with Mercury on the 1st of January going into Aquarius. That's an air sign. You're an air sign. And this Aquarian energy is connecting to being with friends, having fun, communicating, a lot of communication. This is very strong the first 7, 8 days of January. And you can, text and let's get together, let's make plans, let's do all of these things. It is a good time to talk to your sweetheart, talk to your lover, and just get an idea out of things that you have in common, things that you want to do, things that make you happy. So there's a lot of communication with others the first few weeks. And on the first 10 days of the January. Now on the 3rd of January, Mars goes into Scorpio. Mars is that essence of us. It's a motivational energy, get motivated. But it's also the warrior principle, the fighting principle. And in Scorpio, it's very strong. Mars in Scorpio is in its rulership. And it will be in Scorpio a long time this year because it will go retrograde from Sagittarius but back into Scorpio and be in what's called your second house of finances. That is putting energy, effort, standing up for and fighting for your financial well-being. Now, if it's appropriate, if there's a certain circumstance in your life, it may be that, literally that you're, calling up the bank and saying, hey, there's a charge on my card that I don't know where it came from. I'm not paying for it. It may be literal like that. But usually it's just a metaphor because money is only a reflection of our own resources. It's about our resources. Which include our talents. And so the larger larger message from the universe is about standing up for yourself and motivating yourself to develop your own inner resources. Now, Mercury shifts retrograde on the 5th of January. So it's shifting and it's going to go back into Capricorn right before the new moon. But before we get to the new moon, Jupiter, which is in Virgo, the sign behind yours, next September goes into your sign. It is retrograde behind you, which represents that around the 7th, it could be the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and certainly with the vibration is within the new moon on the 9th, that this is a time for a fullness for you of understanding or support or help from the spiritual sector. It represents being able to illuminate where you can be your own worst enemy. So there's this protective energy. Jupiter's a protective energy around you that wants to illuminate any part of yourself that is hidden from you, that when it's brought to light, you can go, oh, no wonder this keeps happening over and over again, or no wonder I just didn't see that about myself. Yeah, I didn't see that, and now I can make these changes. The 9th of January with the new moon is really the official start for Capricorn goals, because Capricorn is very goal-oriented. What are the goals? What do I need to do? How much time is needed? How much effort is needed? So on the 9th of January, with this new start, and in the sector of your life where it represents beginnings and endings, it also represents this an inner new start, as well as a new start around your home. There could be something fresh that you want to do around your home, where you're living, your apartment, and it reflects your work energy. So there's a reflection to your work world. But it is saying that it starts within. It starts with some inner reflection before you decide exactly what makes sense to change in your professional world. The sun goes into Aquarius on the 20th. Air sign, right? So the month started off with Mercury being in Aquarius. The 20th, the sun goes into Aquarius, and that is lighting up, air to air for your Libra air sign. It's lighting up, going out and enjoying life and having some fun. So you might start to feel ready. It's like, I just need to get out a little bit more. I want to start connecting with my friends a little bit more. And a few days later, on January 23rd, is the full moon. And that full moon is emphasizing even more connecting with friendships, connecting with the things that you love to do. It can be a very romantic time. So if you are planning a romantic date around the 23rd, 24th, that is, the energy is there for you to really be able to be more open and joyful. It's more open and joyful. Then we close out the month, the last week, January 25th, Mercury goes direct. And Mercury is going direct conjunct Pluto. It's the cycle that actually started December 19th, when Mercury went into its shadow, conjunct Pluto. And that's a deep thinking. So if you find yourself different times during January, especially around the second week of January, third week of January, of going into these deep thinking times, am I really happy? Am I really going to be able to accomplish this? Will I really be able to fulfill that? Just know that it's part of the cycle. And be willing to go deep. Be willing to discover that inner you, that inner essence of your spiritual higher self, and connect with your higher self. Because that higher self protection guides are stronger around you. I mean, they're always around us. But with Jupiter station retrograde, it's stronger around you in, the middle of the month of January, from like the 7th through the 23rd, 25th. It's that energy is easier for you to be able to connect with if you're willing to take the time to meditate, do some dream journaling, all of that. Now, Libra, if you were born around October 8th or October 9th, you might feel this energy a little bit stronger. This is, of course, it's for all Libras, but it's like a flashlight or a spotlight. It illuminates all, but there can be more focus, more direct being. If you were born around October 8th and October 9th, and you may feel a little more anxious to get moving, make changes in life, and actually even have the opportunity to jump into these new changes, whether it's personal changes in your personal life, new relationships, new place to live, and or professional life, just a new start and a new jump in your professional life. Thank you for listening, and have a very happy New Year and a happy January.